Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about export control. So this is a really important issue because our exports are of course generators of foreign exchange. We're spending a small fortune importing all of these important goods for the fight against COVID-19, and being unable to export obviously puts some strain on our finances. My name is Donald Mackay from XA International Trade Advisors. So right at the very beginning, when South African government started restricting movement, one of the other things they did was also to restrict the flow of goods through our ports. As things begin to alleviate, so we are also allowing goods to flow more freely. Now, there are certain goods which are restricted, and what this means is that if you are trying to export any of the goods on the restricted list, you would need to get a permit first. So these goods are not absolutely prohibited from being exported, but there is a constraint and you need to get permission first. And these are the kind of goods like surgical masks, ventilators, certain pharmaceutical products, which we are not allowed to currently export without permission. How do you get permission if you are exporting one of these goods? Well, the first thing to do is to find out if you're on the list. And if you are on the list of goods, if your items are on that list, you can find that up-to-date list on our website at xa.co.za. If you are on that list, you have to then register with ITAC as an exporter. Now, this is an unusual step because normally you only need to be registered with SARS. But here you also have to register with ITAC. And again, that document is also on our website for download. Once you've registered with ITAC, you then need to apply for your permit. And again, that application, along with the standard operating procedures for exporting, can be found on our website. Once you make your application, it should take somewhere around a week for ITAC to either issue your permit or reject you. And if you are rejected, to give you reasons for the rejection. You can, of course, resubmit if there's something has changed or if perhaps something was missing at the time you did your application. But the question then is, what about everything else that isn't on the list of prohibited items or restricted items? Well, for those items, you may still be able to export if the goods are an essential good in terms of the lockdown regulations for level 4. If they're not an item on those essential goods list, you will not be able to do the export. So this will not be an issue of obtaining a permit. Just like you can't move those goods locally in South Africa, you will not be able to move them across a border either. If they are on the list, you should be able to export without receiving a permit. Okay, so to summarize, if your goods are on the list of restricted items, you need to register with ITAC and apply for a permit, and only then do the export. If your items are not on the registered list and also are not an essential item in terms of level 4, you cannot do the export. And if it is an essential item in terms of level 4, you should be able to export without constraint. Just remember, in order to do any kind of export, you need to be registered with SARS. So how do you register with SARS? Well, at the moment, they've just put a notice up saying that you can do your registration through your e-filing. This is proving to be problematic. So we are in conversations with SARS to try to understand how better to resolve the problems people are experiencing going through this process. You could also take it to an approved SARS office, such as the Alberton office in Johannesburg. I'm not aware of anyone who's actually attempted the gauntlet of running through to SARS and delivering the documents, but in principle this is also an option at the moment. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell to be kept up to date. Bye-bye.